going to show you today how you can make your own very, very easy kimchi. This is a wonderful Korean fermented food, and it's quite spicy, but obviously packed with probiotic beneficial bacteria, and I love making fermented foods. And if you've tried sauerkraut and you like sauerkraut, then why don't you op it and try kimchi, which is a really lovely spicy kick. You need to allow a few hours, because the first thing I'm going to do is slice up my Chinese cabbage, and I just slice it into thin rings. Chinese cabbage is great because it's got a lovely crunchy texture, and yet it will start to wilt as well when you actually soak it in the sea salt. So just slice it up. If you can get organic, get organic. It's not that easy always to find. Then you need a large bowl, and what we're going to do is we're going to place the Chinese cabbage in the bowl, and then we're going to scatter over some sea salt. We probably need for about one Chinese cabbage, probably about 1/4 cup of sea salt. Get really good quality sea salt. And I'm just going to dissolve it in a little bit of water. And this is a lovely Himalayan pink sea salt. Just dissolve it, and then we're going to pour it over our Chinese cabbage. And if you can, leave it for around about 4 hours to wilt down in the sea salt. So after about 4 hours, strain off the water from your Chinese cabbage, and you'll see there that the leaves have already started wilting down in that sea salt. Then what we're going to do is we're going to add some extra flavourings to that, and the easiest way that I do it is I actually blend up some of the ingredients in my NutriBullet. So the first thing we're going to add is an apple. Now this just gives some sweetness and also allows the natural bacteria to start fermenting on the sugars. So I'm going to put in, you could use a pear or something else that was quite ripe. I'm just using an organic chopped apple. Then I'm using half an onion. Just a white onion. You could use a red onion if you wanted a bit of extra quercetin, because red onion is a great source of that flavonoid. Just put in your onion as well. A little bit of finely grated ginger. This is ginger root. So around about probably a couple of teaspoons, that sort of amount. It really depends on how you like your flavours. And then I'm going to add a little bit of minced up garlic. This is round about 3, maybe 4 cloves of garlic. Just use a little grater to mince that up. And then the spices. So I'm actually cheating a bit, and I'm using hot chili flakes. So if I show you here. Now they are variable in their spiciness or their heat. So start off with around about a tablespoon. If you're someone that likes a lot of spice, then add a little bit more, just a little. And then for an extra sort of salty kick, I'm going to add just a little bit of fish sauce. Now, obviously, if you're vegan, leave that out. And then for a bit more sweetness, which again helps to feed the beneficial bacteria, I'm using a little bit of coconut sugar. It's probably around about a couple of teaspoons full for this amount. Then we're going to blend it in our NutriBullet, add a splash of water just to get it blending, and we'll blend that up to form a paste. Okay, so that's nicely blended into quite a thick chunky sauce, and that's really going to give that lovely spicy flavour. Now, some people also like to add a few spring onions as well to their kimchi, and if you want to, you could add some chopped red pepper as well, just to give it a little bit of extra colour. So just add your spicy sauce, so it should coat all of that drained Chinese cabbage. And then what you can do is you can just cover it and leave it to sort of soak in for a couple of extra hours. Give it a really good stir so that all your Chinese cabbage is coated in that liquid. And that will further wilt down as you leave it to coat. And then after you've left it for a couple of hours, we're going to pack it into a kilner jar. So after you've left it to wilt down for a couple of hours, we're going to pack it into a kilner jar. Now, it doesn't have to be a kilner jar, it could be any glass jar, just make sure you've sterilised it. And the easiest way is really to put it in a dishwasher, put it through a hot cycle, and then dry it thoroughly. You could do it in a warm oven as well. And then what I've started to do is I've started to pack the kimchi, and as I do so, I'm pressing it down so that the liquid covers the Chinese cabbage. And that's important to make sure that it ferments correctly. So you allow the beneficial bacteria to grow, but you don't want any harmful bacteria to actually proliferate. Once you've put all of your kimchi in, pour the extra liquid in the bowl, and then with your clean hands, press the kimchi down so that it's covered by the spicy liquid. Then you can cover it, and you would normally leave it for a minimum of 10 days, depending on how warm your kitchen is. Some people leave it up to 2-3 weeks. Taste it after about 10 days. If it's nice and tangy, it's probably ready. Once you think it's ready, put it in your fridge, and that will keep for at least a month. And this is great served with either vegetarian dishes, vegan dishes, or things like some cooked salmon or baked fish or meats. It's a great fermented, spicy addition to your cupboard.